Alright, so here's the layout for the new material for the Quarterberth. This is 4-inch foam, and you've already seen this several videos back about cutting it and so on and so forth. But anyway, this is double wide material. This is cotton duck, royal blue, which is going to be kind of the theme color for inside the boat. And this is being double wide. What this means is this one piece of material right here, which is now, well, the foam is 6 feet long, okay? And I can pull it down even further and get the end pieces. But this is easily enough for both the top and bottom panels in the shape that you're seeing here, plus your side panels. You need 5 inches for your side panels because this is, let me see if I can do this slowly here without losing focus. This is 4 inches deep. Well, you have to have a 1/2 inch of seam allowance for both the top and bottom seams, so that means you got to have a piece of material 5 inches deep to be able to do that. This will easily be able to get all of the material for this one piece of the starboard quarter-berth, and we'll just kind of take it a piece at a time. Thankfully, I'm going to be having my wife helping me on this, and really looking forward to it. Be nice to get these all done and back on the boat and get it looking a little more like a formal cabin interior. Okay, so this project started months ago. I had gotten the foam for the quarter-berths on Little Girl and decided I was just going to do a cushion on the port side and not do the rest of it as a quarter-berth. And when I told my brother that, he said, okay, so you're going to make whoever sails with you, which would be him, you're going to make whoever sails with you have to endure the V-berth. And it totally got me a guilty conscience. So what this all comes down to is I've got to rejoin these. This is the cushion that I'd cut for over next to the cabinet where the stove goes. And this is the rest of the quarter-berth foam. Well, joining them is not that big a deal. It's not that hard to do. The name of the game is this stuff right here. This is called Super 77. It's by 3M. And what you've got to do is to spray both the seams. By the way, this is the seam right here. These two, this is one piece, initially. And so what I'm going to do is I've got everything set up here. It's got to be compressed while it's drying. But what you do, you spray each surface. Then when you sprayed them, you've got to let them set for a while until they get really tacky. Once they've gotten tacky, then you put them together carefully. By the way, you can readjust them even after you get them together. And I've got this thing set up to where this is going to be going against this board for table leaf for this antique table of mine. And on this end, I've got this set up with bar clamps, and this is this is actually the fence for my bandsaw, and this is going to be pushing in, and this is perfectly aligned to where it's going to give just the right compression so that the seam is completely compressed after the foam adhesive has gone on. So next stop is get her done. And so we got this. Oh, by the way, you have this all set up with wax paper so that the spray doesn't get on anything underneath here. And then we're going to see what we can do. Okay, so both of these pieces of foam have been double sprayed. And now it's just a matter of very, very careful alignment. And this is the part I've been paranoid about ever since planning this procedure. But they say, and this is one of the benefits of this particular kind of glue, they say that even after you line it up, it's still workable. You can still do something. Wow. that's good. Okay, it's looking pretty good there. Okay, I'm gonna go around this side real quick. Hopefully not right in front of the camera. Yeah, that's good. Okay, so this came out just about dead on perfect. It's interesting that I had a little chip out of the foam. I don't know if you can see that. And actually the chip is in perfect alignment where the line cuts it in half there. Anyway, that's kind of cool. Over here, it's puckered a little bit, but nobody's going to see that. It's actually still aligned just right. But anyway, then over on the starboard side of the port. Hang on, let me get over here. All right, this is just dead on perfect. Yeah, it's just dead on perfect. So anyway, all right, so it's in the clamps, setting up, and just waiting for everything to. I'm going to leave it in for a good long time, and we'll go ahead and get out the material tomorrow and trace it out and get all the material going for the next quarter berth. Well, here we are back aboard Little Girl. It's 7 o'clock in the morning, and we're shooting a new stuff corner. From the other corner this morning, we're in the port corner. First of all, we're going to talk about our brand new antique teapot. I love this little thing. This is by Copco. And they make a modern version of this. As a matter of fact, I think Target sells it. But this actually was in an antique store, and it was really grungy. And I went ahead and did a major cleanup on it and got it working just right. And there's a little video that's going to be part of this that shows me actually using it and heating some water. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to make coffee with it just after go in and have breakfast in a little while. So that's it for my little Copco teapot. Works great. Use it for heating water for making coffee and maybe tea. I'm not a tea guy. Also, I got a bottle of this stuff. This is Medaglia Doro espresso coffee, instant espresso coffee. It's pretty good. I think I'm going to make a big cup of that this morning, but also I'll tell you right now, I used to drink a whole lot of Maxwell House instant coffee, and on the boat, I don't think I'm going to be trying to make, potted coffee, in other words, with a coffee pot and all that kind of good stuff. I think I'm just going to use instant aboard the boat and renew my love for that stuff, because I used to drink a lot of it when I was a younger man. So anyways, we got that. Also, just got these in this week, and there's my box and my good old, hang on a minute, get this open here. I just, my good old Amazon Prime box, and I've got 2 bags of these. These are 3/8 inch teak plugs. These are for doing my combings up in the cockpit, and I got a 1/2 inch. And I started looking at it last night, and I think there's 20 in a pack. Okay, and with this pack of 20, should get all of the bungs that I need to replace the ones in my tow rails up there. And that's going to be done today, actually. I'm going to start working on that today. So anyway, that's it for New Stuff Corner. There's the other 3/8. Each one of these packs contains 20. So that's it for New Stuff Corner. Hang on, let me get this in focus here. There we go. This thing has got a problem with focus. Anyway, bungs and a new Copco teapot, which I really love the thing. It's got low profile. I got it sitting on the burner here. It's right where it's going to be when I'm using it. And anyway, just that's it for New Stuff Corner. Well, it's a new day aboard, little girl, and had me a cup of coffee and brought out a pastry from the house. Of course, you can't do that when you're out on your boat, but you can when you're right next door to your mother's house. So, anyway, struggling to make myself a decent cup of boat coffee. So I'm doing a little bit of the espresso and a little bit of that those instant crystals or Folgers things. The Folgers just wasn't strong enough. So anyway, put the tea kettles on and love this little burner. Boy, this is so sweet and neat. Anyway, working like a charm. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this off and make myself a cup of coffee, and there we go. All right, this comes up. I learned the last time. I'm gonna put it up. There we go. Well, that ought to scald your mouth right off. Oh well, okay. And as my mom said, you know, it helps you to dream. Absolutely it does. I look forward to the day when I'm not doing it here sitting up on the hard, but actually floating out on a mooring and enjoying the morning sun coming up over the water. Well, this is a little job that I've been working on here for a while. When you've got bungs that have been out for a long time, these tow rails are approaching 50 years old. And when you've got bungs that have been out of the hole for that long, what happens is you probably have, I don't know what they use for caulking in there, whether they were using I don't know, varnish or whatever. I know I've seen guys use varnish on putting them in, glue of some sort. The point is, when they've been open and exposed to the weather for a long time, not only do you have remnants of the glue or whatever mastic is that they put on the inside of it, but also the wood grain swells up, and it makes it almost impossible to drive a new bung in. Here's a brand new teak bung. Just bought it. I think these are called white caps. Now, I've got that open up enough to where it's starting to go down in there, and it's going down in fairly straight, believe it or not. When they cut this, when they drill this bung hole, they drilled it too close into inboard, and actually kind of went into the side of the tow rail. But anyway, this is almost ready to go in. I think that if I was to put some I don't know, I've seen guys mostly using epoxy, some epoxy on that and drive it in, I think it probably would go. There's enough humidity in that wood to where I think it would expand and allow it to go in. One of the problems you got here is that these are not chamfered. There's no, I don't see that there's any taper on these at all. And that's a problem, because you want to be able to have it a little narrower at the bottom and a little wider at the top, and that way it'll go ahead and go into the hole. So anyway, that's one. That's on starboard. And going over here to port. Hang on just a minute. Let me get over here. Get it past my tiller. Over here, neither one of these are really close. This one's getting there. I've been working on this one too. Here, let me get it focused in. I've been working on this one, and this one's getting close. This forward one, not so much. I mean, I still have a lot of work to do on that. Well, that knife just folded on me and cut the crap out of my finger. And just a little safety note, guys, because I cut myself right there. A lot of blood all over the place. Just be really careful when you're using a jackknife. I normally use a lock blade. And I didn't bring it with me this time. It normally stays right in my watch pocket all the time, but I forgot it. And this is a marvelous blade. This is a whitetail. They're all hand-built knives, really rugged, holds a wicked sharp blade. But in the meantime, it folds up. it will not lock. And that's exactly what happened. I was pushing down on it, trying to stab the back of a bung, and the whole thing collapsed and came right down on top of my finger and cut pretty deep. So just really be careful. If you're using a jackknife on your boat, which I do it constantly. I'm constantly using jack. So anyway, get yourself a lock blade, and don't trust a folding blade knife, because they'll bite you. Taking these marvelous little tweezers, I'm using that to pick it up with instead of a knife. So hang on. Okay, that is in. Sweet! That is in. I gotta mop all that crap up. Probably have to go get my acetone and get that cleaned up. So anyway, but that's one. I got 3 more to do here, so I need to move quickly. I did it. I got one last one driven here. Then I've got to deal with this. Where is it? Right there. Interestingly, they've done this on the other side, on the port, and they've filled the bunghole with silicone caulking. Believe it or not, it actually did a pretty good job of preserving the hole. So anyway, I'm going to dig this out. This is going to harden. This is going to harden up before I get a chance to do this last one. But at least I got 4 bungs done. They're in, and we're that much closer to getting the repairs done on the tow rails, port and starboard. Well, here we are back aboard Little Girl for the wrap-up. Awesome weekend. Actually, beginning the week, because we got here on Sunday evening. Got a lot done. Monday was just pretty much a washout. I really just didn't get all that much done because it was just drizzling rain, and a little bit of rain, drizzle and rain. It was just ridiculous. So, but then today, which is Tuesday, got a lot done this morning, and you'll see that in the videos. We got I think 7 bungs, repairs done to the tow rails, and that was good. That was good. And then this afternoon, my brother and I went and took his boat and did the power wash down at Teapot Harbor, and then took it from there up to the Narrows and up through North Bay and up the channel all the way to Prince Cove, and we wrapped it up this afternoon, late this afternoon, about, what was it, 5 o'clock? 5:30, something like that. Got all done up there at Prince Cove and got everything wrapped up, and you had to leave it up there on the dock overnight because first thing tomorrow morning, Peck is going to be there to pick up the boat and take it to his house over in Comaquid. So anyway, but a good trip. I think we're going to be doing these videos plural in 2 stages. The first one is going to be about work on the boat, and the second one is going to be our trip that we took from Teapot up to Prince Cove. The other cool thing is I dug out the stanchions and the lifelines to Little Girl, and they're in the trunk, and I've got to look those all over. The stanchions just look kind of ratty, and I'm not going to replace them. I can't afford to, but I will. I'm going to take them up to Vermont and do a complete overhaul on them, hopefully get that all looking good. And that's one more thing. The other thing I did this today, and I had to do it. I mean, the area that I got down in the basement where I keep all my supplies for Little Girl, all the extra stuff, that has to had to do a major cleanup. My poor mother, she went down there and kind of saw a mess, and she was very tactful, very sweet about it. But anyway, I cleaned it all up, and it's all nice and neat and orderly now. The other thing I'm taking home with me, by the way, besides the stanchions and the lifelines, is the solid bronze chocks for the bow of the boat, and the bronze cleats for the jib sheet lines that come back through the winches. And those are all going home with me, and I discovered online a particular formula for cleaning bronze, and I want to get those really nice and cleaned up and shined up before we come down again. So anyway, good trip. Good trip. You know, every trip is probably less than I'd like it to be. I always want to get more done than I got done, but at least made some headway on the tow rails, and just look forward to getting more done later, more done the next time. So, all right, guys. Thank you for stopping by Restoring Little Girl, and we'll hope to see you again on the next trip. And in the meantime, you can be looking forward to the, you know, after this video is out, you'll be getting one more video of our trip up to Prince Cove. So, all right, have a good evening, and that's a wrap from Restoring Little Girl.